Welcome to the Indian Express. Today we're going to quickly take you through a decision announced by the US government on Monday, which has caused a lot of controversy in America and ruffled a lot of feathers here in India as well. This week, the US Immigration and Customs Enforcement said that international students might have to leave the country if their university or college that they are attending has moved all their classes online for the fall semester. Students who are attending universities or colleges which are offering in-person classes, or what we commonly call here as contact classes, can stay back, but on the condition that they do not attend more than one online class or 3 credit hours online. Let us give you a quick background before we jump into why this decision is so controversial. On the 13th of March, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, declared a national state of emergency. On the same date, the US ICE Department, which is the US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, decided to lift the cap on online coursework for foreign or international students in America. We all know that if you are a student, a foreign student pursuing studies in the US, there is a limit to how much of the coursework you can complete online. You're expected to complete a majority of your learning in the classroom. But as a one-time exception and recognizing the extraordinary situation imposed by the pandemic, the US government decided to lift this cap on online coursework to allow foreign students or international students to actually continue their learning while their campuses were forced to physically shut down. On the 13th of March, it was clarified that this is a one-time exception being made only for the summer and spring semester. What happened on Monday is that the government decided to rescind this exception. It has now said that if your university decides to continue online classes even for the fall semester, then you will have to leave the country. You can only stay on American soil, provided your university either starts contact classes, in-person classes, or offers hybrid classes, which is actually a blend of online and contact classes. So now let's come back to why this decision has sparked panic among the student community. As we all know, once the pandemic kicked in, a lot of American campuses, actually most American campuses, were forced to shut down. Indian students on these campuses, a large number of them actually came back to India, and there was an equally large number of students which stayed back in the US to follow classes online. What does Monday's decision mean for these students back in America and here in India? Let's first take up the students who have stayed back in America. If their universities have announced classes exclusively online for the fall semester, these students will actually have to come back home. They can't stay in the US. They can try and seek transfer to another school or college which is probably offering in-person classes. Students who actually came back to India, hoping to go back to America at some point when the situation normalizes, cannot re-enter US if their university or college has announced classes exclusively online. Let's take the prospective Indian students who were going to join universities and colleges in the US. They also cannot enter the US if their university has announced an online fall semester. Another reason why this decision has made students really unhappy is that the choices before them are very difficult. Let's say a student decides to seek transfer to another school which offers online classes. Well, it's too late in the day to apply and actually successfully get a transfer to another school. Similarly, if for students who actually want to come back to India, there are no safe modes of travel for them to actually do that, which is why this has just added a lot of uncertainty to the future of international students in America and has made them really unhappy. Within 2 days of this order, 2 of America's premier universities, Harvard University and MIT, have sued the Trump administration. Both the universities have sought temporary restraining order and preliminary and permanent injunctive relief, preventing the government from implementing the order of July 6th. I would quote the Harvard president here. He said the order came down without notice, its cruelty surpassed only by its recklessness. It appears that it was designed purposefully to place pressure on colleges and universities to open their on-campus classrooms for in-person instruction this fall, without regard to concerns for the health and safety of students, instructors, and others. This comes at a time when the United States has been setting daily records for the number of new infections, with more than 300,000 cases reported since July 1. So it's clear that the universities in the US are not going to be taking this order lying down. This is a developing story. Just today we have learned that the Princeton University has decided to file an amicus brief in the lawsuit brought forth by Harvard and MIT. An amicus brief is actually filed by a non-litigant, but by people who have a strong interest in the subject matter. They would be filing some additional information and additional arguments for the benefit of the judges. This is a developing story. Please stay tuned for further updates. Thank you for watching the Indian Express.